On Apple Valley News now at 5, voters have an election coming up in February. The ballots are already out, and tonight we're taking a closer look at two separate levies in the Walla Walla School District.
And another foggy but warm-ish night. Showers on the way for your day tomorrow. I'll have more in my forecast coming up.
Plus, Washington state lawmakers consider a measure regarding ticket bots, those robots that snap up concert tickets as soon as they go on sale.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. The Walla Walla Public Schools is asking voters to approve two separate levy proposals in the February election. Now, the first is simply a renewal of a levy that's been in place for decades. It funds things that the state doesn't cover, like music, theater, foreign languages, physical education, and much more. The second, though, is a little more complicated.
This year, we're also proposing an outdoor capital levy. This is something new to Walla Walla. And what it will do is improve outdoor athletic and activity facilities at 3 of our schools. For example, at Pioneer Middle School, we are the only middle school in our region that has a gravel center track. We'd like to have an all-weather track over there. At Walla Walla High School, we have vast needs.
Now, district officials tell me approving the capital levy, that second one, could also improve Walla Walla tourism in the future. We'll explain why and take a look at the timeline coming up tonight at 6. Well, let's talk about your forecast. We've seen a lot of changes from last week. This is what you were seeing from 395 west earlier this afternoon. Lots of sunshine and clear skies. East of 395, though, I drove down there on US 12 and there was a lot of fog along the way. Riley Fitzgerald, what are we expecting this evening?
That is a beautiful video, and there is a pretty sunset that's going on. I'm filling in for Stacy this evening. We are seeing a lot of fog today. Let's take a look at what's ahead. We've got some dense fog in some areas. We have above average temperatures and more showers on the way. We saw a lot of showers last week, but we're seeing some tomorrow. Taking a look at our dense fog advisory, it's covering most of our region from Ellensburg to Pendleton, from Dayton to the Dalles, so we do have this dense fog across our region. On our satellite tonight, looking pretty clear for the most part, but we do have those showers picking up starting tomorrow morning. Let's take a look at our temperatures right now. We're all the way from the upper 30s in a lot of our regions, 39 in Ellensburg, 38 in Prosser and Hermiston, to the upper 40s like Hanford and Toppenish. Let's plan your day out for tomorrow, mid-40s for a lot of our areas and those overcast skies, and upper 40s for the Walla Walla region, a little less overcast for that region. We'll talk more about where those showers are popping up in my full forecast, but for now I'll send it to Alyssa.
Thanks, Riley. Judge Richard Bartheld has served as a Yakima County Superior Court judge for 12 years. This time next year, though, there will be a new judge in his place. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us Barthel announced his plans this morning not to run for re-election.
Judge Barthel was appointed to Yakima County Superior Court back in 2012 by the former governor and has run unopposed in every single election since.
Barthel says the biggest challenges he's faced have been the changes in Washington state law, like the landlord-tenant laws that have been revamped in recent years. He says his biggest accomplishment is his involvement in the court's pretrial release program. But since he's not running for re-election, his last day will be on January 10th, 2025.
January 10th is a special day for me because it'll be my 70th birthday. And I think at that point in time, it's about time to move on to bigger and better adventures.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear from Judge Barthel about who he says he'd like to see replace him as Yakima County Superior Court judge. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks, Emily. Now, people from across Washington and Oregon traveled to Walla Walla over the weekend to honor the life of engineer, paramedic, and firefighter Ryan Pleasance. Pleasance was a 20-year veteran of the Walla Walla Fire Department. He died on January 7th while on duty at Fire Station 1. 76 fire vehicles and 16 law enforcement vehicles joined in the procession prior to that memorial service on Saturday. Fire departments from all over the region handled emergency calls so that every member of the Walla Walla Fire Department could attend and say goodbye. A deadly drone attack hit the U.S. troops in the Middle East during the weekend. The Defense Department named those killed as 46-year-old Sergeant William Rivers of Carrollton, Georgia, 24-year-old Specialist Kennedy Sanders of Waycross, Georgia, and 23-year-old specialist Breonna Moffett of Savannah, Georgia. This as administration officials promise a response. Here's ABC's Ike Ajachi.
President Biden meeting with his national security team in the Situation Room today after a drone attack on a U.S. military base in Jordan. 3 American troops were killed, dozens others injured.
The President and I will not tolerate attack on U.S. forces, and we will take all necessary actions to defend the U.S. and our troops.
The administration blaming Iranian-backed terrorists and vowing it will be met with retaliation.
The options could be a surgical strike, meaning sending in a team instead of launching missiles from afar, sending in a team on the ground to go out and take out the personnel and not just the material that's being used in these attacks.
A senior official tells ABC News the working theory is that the attack drone may have been mistaken for an American drone that was also in the air and coming in for a landing at the same time.
I've seen those reports. Again, that's something that Central Command is assessing right now, but I don't have more to share at this time.
The attack at a desolate desert installation known as Tower 22. The Pentagon says there are more than 350 service members stationed there, all working to prevent the resurgence of ISIS, as well as acting as a buffer for Iranian weapons smuggling to Hezbollah. U.S. officials say they are closing in on identifying the attackers.
This attack over the weekend was escalatory. Make no mistake about it. And it requires a response. Make no mistake about that.
The Pentagon today releasing the names of those killed. Specialist Breonna Moffett, Specialist Kennedy Sanders, and Sergeant William Jerome Rivers, all from the same Army Reserve Engineering Unit in Georgia.
That was ABC's Ike Ajachi reporting. Now, there have been more than 160 Iranian-backed attacks on Americans in Iraq and Syria. The response to those so far has been limited. Experts say this time around could warrant a different response. Hate crimes at schools are on the rise, according to a Department of Justice report. Between 2020 and 2022, the number of hate crimes at schools more than doubled, from 500 to 1,300. Now, in fact, all of the reported hate crimes in the country in 2022, 10% happened on school campuses, making it the 3rd most common location for hate-based attacks. Most offenses involved intimidation, vandalism, and assault. The motivation for many of those crimes is anti-Black, anti-Semitism, or anti-LGBTQ bias. This marks the first time that the FBI and the Department of Justice have released a report on hate crimes at schools. While Congress is gridlocked over a possible bipartisan Senate deal on immigration reform, there's now an effort to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. This criticism comes from Republicans over Mayorkas' handling of the border. In a new memo, DHS officials called the GOP-led investigation in the House unconstitutional and evidence-free. ABC's Melissa Adon reports.
House Republicans now turning their battle over a border deal to DHS, accusing Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas of violating his oath of office by willfully and systematically refusing to comply with federal immigration laws and enact widespread detention of migrants. The House Homeland Security Committee is set to consider these articles tomorrow. Speaker Mike Johnson is promising a floor vote as soon as possible. The move unprecedented, as the only time a cabinet secretary has been impeached by the House was in the 1870s. House Democrats rebutting the impeachment efforts.
The House Republicans have clearly turned their ever-shrinking majority over to the extremists.
DHS defending Mayorkas, calling the impeachment effort an evidence-free political stunt, arguing Republicans are weaponizing impeachment over policy disagreements. Still, the focus remains on Congress trying to pass a bipartisan border deal after months of negotiations. The Senate bill would lead to faster processing of asylum claims and give the president emergency authority to shut down the border when it becomes overwhelmed. But if passed, it faces an uphill battle in the GOP-controlled House. Meantime, in Texas, State Attorney General Ken Paxton denying federal Border Patrol agents unrestricted access to a small park in Eagle Pass along the southern border, saying Texas will not allow it to turn into an unofficial port of entry. This after the state seized control of the park to arrest migrants who cross into Texas in the area. The Supreme Court recently ruling that federal agents can cut the razor wire installed by the Texas National Guard along the Rio Grande.
That was ABC's Melissa Adon reporting. Now, Idaho's governor has announced he plans to send 2 more teams of Idaho State Police trooper to the Texas-Mexico border to assist. This follows other states, including Florida, that have sent personnel and resources. Now, Washington is currently tackling a new bill in attempts to help people in Washington purchase tickets to shows. After last year's attempt was not approved by the House, Monique Ledesma is here in studio with us. Monique, what is this proposal?
Well, the House Bill 1648, other known as T-Swift Act, started last year after the Taylor Swift Eras Tour tickets were bought by bots.
Aha.
This increased the ticket prices, making it more difficult for people to purchase tickets. So now Washington is looking to add this new bill to help protect people when purchasing tickets. Megan Mulville, a committee staff working on the bill, says that this bill will help eliminate bots purchasing and reselling tickets, along with hidden fees in ticket purchasing.
First, it creates a ticket sales license administered by the Department of Licensing that must be obtained to engage in the business of a ticket seller, ticket reseller, or ticket resale marketplace, each of which are defined, and there are 10 exclusions to this requirement. Second, it requires licensees to make several disclosures to consumers as part of the ticket sale or resale process, including disclosing the total amount a consumer will be charged for an admission ticket, including all fees. Third, it places certain limits on ticket sales, including limiting the sale of non-transferable admission tickets, limiting the use of specific types of website names, limiting the circumstances when someone may resell a ticket they do not yet own or possess. Fourth, it extends the existing prohibition on the use or sale of bots software to also prohibit a person from knowingly reselling a ticket obtained using such prohibited software. And finally, it creates a per se violation of the Consumer Protection Act for two aspects of the bill.
So what that means is that people would not be able to resell a ticket obtained using a prohibited software or engage in unauthorized speculative ticket sales. Tune in later for our 6 o'clock newscast. We'll see where we stand now on that bill.
All right, thanks, Monique. We have new opportunities for 3 students in Richland, how a partnership will help them further develop real-life skills next. Plus, it is the special project that involves student sweat equity and education. Learn about the event with proceeds that will serve those students. And we are expecting warmer conditions around the region for January at least. Riley Fitzgerald has your first alert forecast next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,600 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
The back end was in the back seat. There was nothing left of the rear.
Danny was in pain, and the insurance company was giving him the runaround.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company that I didn't have. I felt very comforted. I felt like I was going to be taken care of, that I didn't have to worry about it.
The insurance company couldn't run around me, and Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
At Goodwill, we're more than just a store. We believe in the power of community. Our devoted team of employees, working hand in hand with local business partners, unite to create opportunities for all. Within Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program that assists job seekers in crafting resumes, preparing for interviews, and grants access to community resources and information. We're not just building careers, we're building bridges that strengthen our community.
Goodwill, where your purchases and donations transform your community.
Okay, so I'm not sure I could even talk about this, but US Cellular has a new deal where you can get any phone for free. Seriously, wow.
You're so right. That's a totally awesome deal.
I know it's not my business, but I just had to tell you.
My business sense says that's a great deal.
Yeah, maybe we should all keep this to ourselves. No selfies.
Excuse me, it's work. Talk to me.
What a boss.
Get any phone free when you switch to US Cellular. US Cellular, built for us.
When you come up here, it's worlds away because we're Idaho's crown jewel.
The majesty of Priest Lake.
People love coming to Priest Lake in the wintertime.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6, Tuesday.
Next ET, we're with the all-star cast of Argylle in London talking about the film's connection to Taylor Swift.
I mean, it would be kind of cool.
The breadcrumbs were placed. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Welcome back. The Richland School District and Toyota of Tri-Cities have come together for a new partnership. So Toyota of Tri-Cities is employing 3 Richland students who have special needs. Toyota said they had jobs they needed filled. The school district pointed these students in the right direction. Those students were in the stage of leaving high school, and the goal with this program is to keep that ball rolling and to take a step into life skills and an occupational experience. Apple Valley News Now's Riley Fitzgerald sat down with Toyota of Tri-Cities President Peter Chung to talk about what this experience has been like for both the students and the Toyota staff.
With us, we just took it, and our attitude was they're one of us. You know, they're one of our family members and one of our employees, so we'll give them as much support as they need, or we'll give them as much freedom as they can take.
Now, coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, we'll bring you the exclusive story of how the Richland School District and Toyota of Tri-Cities are bringing more independence to these students. Perry Technical Foundation has raised more than $179,000 in scholarship money for students at Perry Tech through its Win a Home campaign. Every year, students from the construction, electrical, HVAC, and plumbing get to practice their skills hands-on by building a home together. People buy raffle tickets, and if it gets past $500,000, someone wins that home. Now this year, it only got to $358,000, so half of that was raffled off in a 50-50 raffle over the weekend. The other half is going to help students.
It helps students tremendously. We've been able to increase our awards substantially each year because of the raffle. We've had periods where every student who applies, they might be receiving a scholarship.
So the house will be sold. The profits from the sale will be used to cover the cost of building and to go towards the next Win a Home project.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Riley Fitzgerald.
Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm filling in for Stacy Lee tonight. Taking a live look outside, we see a little bit of this fog lingering in our region still. We have dense fog in some of our areas, above average temps for your Monday, and some showers that are ahead. So let's take a look at this dense fog advisory covering most of our region this evening, excuse me. Usually I'm doing weather in the AM hours. Dense fog advisory until noon tomorrow. Let's take a look at our visibility right now. Some areas it is patchy fog in a lot of our regions, but a lot of it is hanging out in the foothills of the Blues and Kittitas Valley in the mountain gaps. Taking a look at our radar this evening, we are seeing a mostly clear sky across a lot of our regions. Let's take a look at this upper level system that's crossing our region today. It is bringing a lot of showers to the Seattle area, most specifically heaviest rain around the British Columbia. But let's take a look at how this is going to affect us on our future cast. Tonight we're seeing clear skies until tomorrow morning. We see some showers kind of pop into the Yakima-Ellensburg area. Throughout the day they might come and go, scattered showers throughout your Tuesday. More scattered showers through the evening, but very light. Taking a look into Wednesday morning, that's when we're going to be seeing some more showers pop up across a lot of our region. Showers hanging out just kind of around our day on Wednesday from AM to the PM hours. Let's take a look at our temps right now. We see some upper 30s in the Prosser, Hermiston area, Ellensburg 39 as well. Otherwise, we're seeing some 40s, Connell 44, Tri-Cities 40, Yakima at 43. Let's take a look at our temperatures tonight. We're seeing cloudy and foggy conditions this evening, mostly mid to upper 30s in the Yakima Valley. In the Mid-Columbia, we're seeing mid to lower 30s tonight. And in the Blue Mountain region, mid to upper 30s. Let's take a look at our day for tomorrow. We're seeing some, starting our day in a lot of our regions, upper 30s, lower 40s. Yakima is going to the mid 40s tomorrow, along with the Tri-Cities, and Walla Walla hitting 49 tomorrow, so quite the warm day. We are, though, cooling down by later this week. So let's take a look at our 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. We see some showery conditions coming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even getting up to 50 degrees on Thursday. But our luck isn't staying around. Our warm conditions are not lingering for too long. Starting this weekend, our conditions are going to be dropping down a little bit more, unfortunately, back to the 30s. Our overnight lows are also dropping down quite a bit as well, back to below freezing. I said it last week on the morning show, but I knew that our warm conditions were not going to be sticking around. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast in the Yakima area. Again, showers Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Our overnight lows are dropping to the upper 20s by this weekend, and even getting to that 37 by Monday, but we do have some warm conditions to look forward to later on this week to be accompanied by these showery conditions. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast for Walla Walla. We have more showers affecting Walla Walla Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then into the weekend as well. And then we have some cooler temperatures for our overnight lows, again affecting us by this weekend. So we have some warm temperatures to look forward to over the next couple of days. But again, that cool down is starting this weekend. Have a fantastic Monday and a great week. I'll send it back to Alyssa.
Thanks, Riley. Tonight we have new information about Alzheimer's disease. We're talking about that next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
When you get in a wreck with a big truck, the insurance company shows up right away to get an advantage. Call the heavy hitter right away, and I'll be there to protect you and the evidence because you matter.
Call 853-2222.
Welcome to Walla Walla Regional Airport, where every departure is the beginning of a new adventure. From hassle-free check-ins to friendly staff, we make your travel experience seamless. Explore new destinations, create unforgettable memories, and embrace the thrill of discovery. We're excited to announce our 2 new Alaska Airlines flights to and from Seattle daily, and we offer free parking. Your next adventure begins with us. Walla Walla Regional Airport. Book your flights today at alaskaair.com.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus in Kennewick now accepting new patients for primary care. We offer patient-specific solutions for physical, mental, and emotional health concerns. You'll receive quality one-on-one time with our medical professionals and experienced support team. Begin your new health plan with today's best technologies and facilities for the whole family. Play hard, live well at the PC. Call us at 509-783-5465 today.
At Denver Mattress, comfort comes easy, but peace of mind is a bit tricky. And no, we can't give you a bedside psychoanalyst. Beat it, Sigmund. But you can rest easy knowing every mattress is backed by our 365-night Better Sleep guarantee. And during the 7-day winter sale, check out the Summit for only $299.99, or get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Plus 4 years no-interest financing and free shipping. Comfort, peace of mind, and a great night's sleep. Only at Denver Mattress.
You were nominated for Volunteers Count, and you won, and you've got yourself a $1,000 donation from STCU.
For a small organization like us, that is not an insignificant amount of money.
I'm more of a behind-the-scenes person, so when I do get the recognition for the stuff that I do, it's like very rewarding.
She was just the perfect person.
STCU Volunteers Count honors volunteers in our communities. Please tell us a story of someone you believe is making an impact.
If you sleep in your socks, you're a psychopath.
But halfway through the night,
you kick them off.
I kick them off.
All
so
right.
I'm only a half a psychopath.
Next live, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Tomorrow at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
When you get in a wreck with a big truck, the insurance company shows up right away to get an advantage. Call the heavy hitter right away, and I'll be there to protect you and the evidence because you matter.
Call 853-2222.
In health news, a new study found Alzheimer's disease could become transmissible in rare circumstances. Early onset dementia symptoms that developed in 5 adults might be linked to a discontinued human growth hormone medical treatment they received as kids. The adults had growth hormone deficiency as children and received pituitary growth hormones from cadavers. The early onset dementia symptoms may be the result of possible transmission of amyloid beta protein, which is a key Alzheimer's component when it forms plaques in the brain. Now, the findings do not suggest that Alzheimer's is contagious or spreads like viral or bacterial infections. The type of human growth hormone examined in the study is no longer being used clinically. The study was published in the journal Nature Medicine. Now here's a preview of what's ahead in about 5 minutes on World News Tonight with David Muir.
This week, the civil fraud case against former President Trump.
No one is above the law.
Plus, the historic rainfall with more to come in the West. More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan.
This week, the civil fraud case against former President Trump.
No one is above the law.
Plus, the historic rainfall with more to come in the West. More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Prepare to be swept off your feet at Legends Casino Hotel in February. Win a chance to play the Planet Love game board every Thursday, and you could claim up to $25,000. Who needs a crummy box of chocolates or bouquet of wilted flowers when you can score between $1,500 and $25,000 just by using your Legends Rewards card to earn entries? Come on, do you really want all that romance stuff in February or a big wad of lustful loot? Land on Planet Love at Legends Casino Hotel for a chance to win thousands.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
It's time to play Get to Know the Raptors and Alice. Favorite food?
Pizza, duh. Ribeye steak, rare.
A bowl of cantaloupe the size of a swimming pool.
Favorite triple play attraction?
2 words, arcade. The entire Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park.
Zipline. It's great for talking with guests.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Cantaloupe, really?
Steak, really?
Start 2024 off right and save big on a new truck from Spec Buick GMC. Get up to 10% off MSRP on a new GMC Sierra right now. Looking for an SUV? Get $49.98 off a well-equipped GMC Acadia. Only the best pre-owned vehicles come certified. So take a look at one of our certified pre-owned vehicles in stock. Whether you're looking for a new or used car, truck, or SUV with nearly 500 vehicles in stock, we've got you covered. Visit us today in Pasco. Spec Buick GMC, a family automotive tradition since 1912.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Welcome back. We're taking a final look at the weather. And Riley, we actually saw a sunset this evening. That's very unusual.
I know. I don't see sunsets very often anyways. I'm usually on the morning show. I'm usually hitting the sack by around then. So let's take a look outside right now on our sky cam. We did see a sunset and oh my goodness, it was beautiful. It's starting to set a little further. We have had some dense fog for I think the last week or so. We have some more heading into our day tomorrow. Above average temps for your day today and into the next couple of days, and some showers picking up tomorrow. This dense fog advisory is going until noon tomorrow, crossing a lot of our region. Let's take a look at our temps right now across the region. We've got some upper 30s to some mid 40s, 40 in the Tri-Cities, 37 in Pendleton, 43 in Yakima this evening. Let's take a look at our temps for tonight. We've got lower to upper 30s across the Yakima Valley, in the Mid-Columbia, mid to lower 30s, and in the Blue Mountain region, mid to upper 30s. Our temperatures are getting up a little bit for the next couple of days, but then they are dropping back down for our weekend. Unfortunately, those temps are not staying around.
Well, you know, at least we can enjoy the daytime and the longer daylight hours.
Exactly.
I will say I saw a lot of fog. I was driving out to Walla Walla today. So much fog.
Yes.
So we say this all the time. Please
Drive
turn those
safe.
lights on. Yes. We'll be back tonight at 6. Right now, here's David Muir.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. That's right, only $15 a month per line. It's our best price on unlimited mobile. Switch now and save over $1,400 for the first year with Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you. With Spectrum Mobile, you get a fast, reliable 5G network that millions of customers rely on. And you get the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited data to stream all day and the freedom to text and talk all you want. Plus nationwide 5G at no additional cost. All this for $15 a line with no added taxes or hidden fees. Start saving over $1,400 on your mobile bill now. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
Tonight, 3 U.S. soldiers killed by an incoming drone. Their identities just released. President Biden meeting in the Situation Room at the White House after vowing the U.S. will respond. Tonight, the U.S. says Iranian-backed militants were behind it. How will the U.S. respond? What we're learning at this hour. Also, sources telling ABC News the attack drone was possibly mistaken for a U.S. drone that was also expected to return to the base. The 3 Army Reserve soldiers killed at Tower 22, a base in the Jordanian desert near Syria. The drone packed with explosives. Martha Raddatz standing by with late reporting what the U.S. response could look like. Also breaking, will convicted killer Alec Murdaugh get a new trial? The one-time prominent lawyer convicted of killing his own wife and son. The judge deciding just moments ago if he should get that new trial. Eva Pilgrim standing by. Republicans have been pushing the president for months, arguing if you want funding for Ukraine and Israel, the U.S. must act at the border. Republicans and Democrats nearing a deal in the Senate. President Biden ready to move forward on it. Now, Republicans led by Donald Trump say they don't want the deal. All of this with the presidential election now nearing. Mary Bruce tonight. The Israel-Hamas war, multiple sources telling ABC News tonight Israel has issued the intelligence saying at least 13 UN aid workers actually took part in the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th. Some accused of kidnapping Israelis. Matt Gutman in Israel. Also tonight, here in the U.S., the dramatic new testimony in the trial of the mother being prosecuted in her son's deadly school shooting. The jury seeing the police interview with Ethan Crumbley's parents confronting their son hours after the shooting. You'll see the video.
Why? I love you.
And what prosecutors say it shows. The alarming images tonight, a suspect accused of trying to kidnap an 11-year-old girl on her way to school, getting out of his car, lunging at her. There is news coming in tonight about King Charles and Princess Catherine. In the U.S., the dog owner clinging to the hood of this speeding car after her dog was stolen amid a rash of dog thefts in this country. Tonight, the major headline involving what could be Amelia Earhart's lost plane, what we've learned. And the Super Bowl is set tonight. Already the odds on which team, the stars on the field and the 1 star off. Will Taylor Swift be there? What about her concert in Tokyo? Fans have already done the math tonight.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. As we come on the air in the West, it is great to have you with us here on a Monday night. We do begin this evening with the deadly drone attack, killing 3 U.S. soldiers, injuring dozens of other troops on a U.S. base in the Jordanian desert. President Biden tonight vowing the U.S. will respond. And tonight, sources telling ABC News the attack drone coming in was possibly mistaken for a U.S. surveillance drone expected to return to that base. President Biden blaming the attack on radical Iran-backed militants, an urgent meeting in the Situation Room at the White House today. The president with his national security team weighing U.S. options tonight. That attack drone packed with explosives striking the remote desert outpost early Sunday morning when many U.S. troops were still asleep. U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria have come under attack more than 165 times since the Israel-Hamas war began. This is the first to take American lives. Tonight, the faces of the fallen here. 46-year-old Sergeant William Rivers, a 13-year veteran. 23-year-old Specialist Brianna Moffett. Her mother said she always lit up a room. And 24-year-old Specialist Kennedy Sanders, described as having a big smile and a big heart. Tonight, how will the U.S. respond? ABC's Chief Global Affairs Correspondent Martha Raddatz leading us off tonight.
Tonight, new details on that brazen drone attack that killed 3 American soldiers and wounded more than 40 others at Tower 22, a remote U.S. base in the Jordanian desert. The Pentagon saying those soldiers, many Army reservists from an engineering unit, were asleep in their beds early Sunday morning when an explosive-laden drone slammed into their barracks. Tragically, officials telling ABC News that initial reports indicate no one tried to shoot down the enemy drone, mistakenly believing it was a U.S. surveillance drone, one of their own. Late today, the Pentagon revealing the identities of those fallen soldiers, including 46-year-old Sergeant William Rivers, a 13-year veteran, 23-year-old Specialist Brianna Moffett, whose mother says always lit up a room, and 24-year-old Specialist Kennedy Sanders, described by relatives as having a big smile and a big heart. Today, President Biden convening an urgent meeting in the Situation Room with his national security team. On Sunday, blaming radical Iran-backed militants for the attack and vowing to respond.
We lost 3 brave souls in an attack on one of our bases, and we shall respond.
Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin speaking for the first time since his hospitalization, echoing the president's remarks.
The president and I will not tolerate attack on U.S. forces, and we will take all necessary actions to defend the U.S. and our troops.
But there have been at least 165 attacks on U.S. forces in the region, all of them blamed on Iran-backed militants. Although with the deaths of 3 soldiers, the White House making clear this attack fundamentally different as pressure grows to directly strike Iran.
We are not looking for a war with Iran. We are not seeking a conflict with the regime in a military way. We're not looking to escalate here. This attack over the weekend was escalatory. Make no mistake about it. And it requires a response. Make no mistake about that.
But a senior U.S. official telling me that President Biden has deep misgivings about striking Iran itself, fearing this conflict that is already spreading across the Middle East would further escalate.
So let's get right to Martha Raddatz with us live tonight. Martha, President Biden, of course, vowing to respond. As you just reported there, the president also, though, leery tonight of a direct attack on Iran. So how could the U.S. respond here?
David, the response is not likely to be one big show of force against these militants. Secretary of State Antony Blinken saying it could be multi-leveled, come in stages, and be sustained over time. David?
And a quick follow, Martha. U.S. officials tonight still don't know where the precise location where that enemy drone was launched from?
Well, David, an official telling me they believe it was launched from Syria, but they want to be positive, and once confirmed, the retaliatory strikes could begin whenever the Pentagon determines the timing is optimal. David?
Martha Raddatz on the breaking news tonight. Martha, thank you. We're also following the developing headline tonight in a case that made national headlines. The one-time prominent lawyer, Alec Murdaugh, convicted of killing his own wife and son. His lawyers making the case for a new trial because of the actions of a court clerk. Well, late today, a judge admonishing the clerk, but saying it does not warrant a new trial for Murdaugh. Here's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, the state of South Carolina denying a new trial for convicted murderer Alec Murdaugh.
I agree that the evidence was overwhelming and the jury verdict not surprising.
But the late ruling coming after a dramatic day in court. Bombshell testimony about alleged jury tampering by court clerk Becky Hill. The jurors who convicted Murdaugh of murdering his wife and son today taking the witness stand.
What did Ms. Hill say?
To watch his actions. Juror Z testifying that during the trial, the court clerk told her to watch Murdaugh closely, and at first testifying Hill's comments influenced her guilty vote.
To me, it felt like she made it seem like he was already guilty.
Did that affect your finding of guilty in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
but later saying she stood by her earlier testimony that it was other jurors that influenced her.
Guilty verdict.
It was Becky Hill who read the verdict, then 6 months later wrote a book about the trial. Today, Hill was grilled by Murdoch's team.
How much money did you make off that book?
I want to say roughly around $100,000.
Hill denied discussing the evidence with jurors.
Did you tell the jury not to be fooled by the evidence presented by Mr. Murdaugh's lawyers?
Mr. Harpootlian, I never talked to the jurors about any of the evidence.
But the judge slammed Hill in her ruling, saying she was not a completely credible witness.
Ms. Hill was attracted by the siren call of celebrity. She wanted to write a book about the trial and expressed that as early as November 2022, long before the trial began.
The judge ultimately deciding Hill's comments did not impact the verdict. Murdoch's team already vowing to appeal. David.
Eva Pilgrim with us tonight. Thank you, Eva. We're going to turn now to the U.S. border with Mexico. For months, Republicans have been pushing President Biden, arguing if you want funding for Ukraine and Israel, the U.S. must act at the U.S. border. Now, a bipartisan group of senators, Democrats and Republicans, say they're close to a deal for the first time in many years. President Biden says he'll support it. But now Republicans led by Donald Trump say they don't want a deal after all. Of course, the race for the White House is here. So is Mary Bruce.
For months, Republicans have demanded a crackdown on illegal immigration. And tonight, President Biden says he'll give it to them, promising to shut down the border if Congress passes the bipartisan immigration deal on the table.
If that bill were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly.
But Donald Trump, eager to make immigration a key issue in a likely rematch with Biden, is stepping up his pressure on Republicans to kill the compromise.
As the leader of our party, there is zero chance I will support this horrible open borders betrayal of America.
Even though Republicans have long been pushing for tough border legislation, today Trump posting on social media a border bill is not necessary. Listen to what the Republican senator leading the talks is now saying, angry at the thought his colleagues are ready to give up on something that had been their top priority.
Republicans 4 months ago would not give funding for Ukraine, for Israel, and for our southern border because we demanded changes in policy. So we actually locked arms together and said, we're not going to give you money for this. We want a change in law. And now it's interesting, a few months later, when we're finally getting to the end, they're like, oh, just kidding. I actually don't want a change in law because it's a presidential election year.
Some Republicans there clearly exasperated that Trump is trying to derail his own party's top priority, but others are following his lead. House Speaker Mike Johnson says any Senate compromise would be dead on arrival in the House. Instead, House Republicans are focused on impeaching Biden's Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. David.
Mary Bruce tonight. Thank you, Mary. Now to the Israel-Hamas war this evening. Multiple sources telling ABC News that Israel has now shared its intelligence, claiming at least 13 UN aid workers actually took part in the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th. Some of those UN aid workers accused of kidnapping Israelis. Matt Gutman in Israel again tonight.
Tonight, multiple sources confirming to ABC News Israel sent a dossier to foreign capitals alleging that at least 13 workers for the UN's largest aid agency in Gaza participated in Hamas's October 7th rampage. The 5-page intelligence report accuses 4 of the UN workers of kidnapping, 6 of infiltrating Israel, and 1 of establishing an ops room for Hamas. The UN has not denied the claims, saying it has fired the employees. Over the past week, the most intense fighting around Khan Yunis.
So you can hear some pretty significant machine gun fire. We don't know if anything is incoming, but you hear 2 different kinds of munitions. You hear explosions on the other side. The fighting here is still pretty active.
Razmi Abu Sahlul, seen here holding a white flag in this video from our partner network, ITV. Shots are fired. Abu Sahlul goes down. He was killed. Over the weekend, the IDF, which checked our footage for operational security, taking us into Khan Yunis and into the tunnels they say were used as a Hamas command post. I asked Israel's commanding general in southern Gaza about that incident.
Those are your troops? Yes, those are my troops, and I'm investigating that incident. That is not the way we carry out our rules of engagement. No, we don't fire at people waving white flags. We don't fire at civilians.
But you do sometimes.
We don't. There are mistakes. It is war. It is war. This is not a machine working, and these are people.
The general then showing us these massive mud basins, a cemetery the IDF said it had largely bulldozed to find a tunnel shaft.
How do you know you haven't dug up bodies?
If we see the bodies, we'll put them aside. We'll move them aside.
I mean, are you concerned, given what just happened in the ICJ, that you're going to be accused of a war crime because you're digging up a cemetery?
I'm not digging out a cemetery. I'm digging up a military compound.
David, for the first time in over 2 months, Israel, Hamas, and their mediators, including the U.S., are now openly acknowledging that there has been progress in these ceasefire talks which continue this week. David.
We'll be watching. Matt Gutman in Tel Aviv. Matt, thank you. Back here in the U.S. tonight, dramatic new testimony here in the trial of the Michigan mother, Jennifer Crumbley, charged in her son's deadly school shooting. Tonight, jurors seeing the police interrogation video, the parents in jail confronting their son hours after the shooting. Here again, Trevor Ault.
Tonight, inside the police interview room with Jennifer and James Crumbley, confronting their son in the hours after he opened fire at his high school.
Why? I love you. I love you.
Jennifer Crumbley shouting, "Why?" and breaking down before leaving the station. Prosecutors argued the tape show her appearing calm and unaffected, hearing her son was the shooter, scrolling through her phone. The shooter's mother, now on trial for involuntary manslaughter, heard telling investigators, and
I really wish we would take care of Mom.
The parents had been called to Oxford High School that morning by counselor Sean Hopkins, who today testified he was concerned the shooter was thinking about suicide after seeing those disturbing drawings on his math worksheet. But Hopkins says to his surprise, the Crumbley parents didn't take their son out of school to get help that day.
It felt like it was a little bit of an inconvenience to be there.
He claims when Jennifer Crumbley entered his office, she felt distant, didn't hug her son, and abruptly ended the 12-minute meeting asking, "Are we done?" But an independent report on the shooting found Hopkins did not alert the school principal of his concerns, which should have prompted a search of the shooter's backpack, where he was carrying the 9mm handgun his parents had purchased for him. Jennifer Crumbley's attorney arguing even the trained counselor didn't recognize her son as a danger to his classmates.
If I believed that he was a threat to people, I would have taken different actions.
And David, that school counselor has been named in several lawsuits from the families of victims who say school officials downplayed the risk of the shooter and failed to protect those students. David.
Trevor Ault tonight. Trevor, thank you. When we come back here, you'll see the alarming images tonight. A suspect accused of trying to kidnap an 11-year-old girl on her way to school, getting out of his car, lunging at her. And the video tonight, the dog owner clinging to the hood of a speeding car after her dog was stolen amid a rash of dog thefts.
If advanced lung cancer has you searching for possibilities, discover a different first treatment. Immunotherapies work with your immune system to attack cancer, but Opdivo plus Yervoy is the first combination of 2 immunotherapies for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Opdivo plus Yervoy is not chemotherapy. It works differently. It helps your immune system fight cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or receive chest radiation. Your search for 2 immunotherapies starts here. Ask your doctor about Opdivo plus Yervoy, a chance to live longer.
Over 13 million Americans were affected by identity theft in 2022, and the threats are more than you realize. If you're a victim of identity theft, LifeLock works to fix it on your behalf, backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. Enroll now.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the Ozempic Trizone. Ozempic. I got the power of 3. I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight. In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
I'm under 7.
Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease.
I'm lowering my risk.
Adults lost up to 14 pounds.
I lost some weight.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
Ask about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
Tonight from Arizona, the chilling images of an alleged kidnapping attempt in Glendale. Police say the video shows an 11-year-old girl walking to school here, the suspect getting out of his car and lunging at her. She does get away. She runs. Tonight, the suspect has been arrested and charged with attempted kidnapping. In the UK tonight, King Charles and Princess Catherine have both been released from the hospital in London. Charles walking out with Queen Camilla following treatment for an enlarged prostate. Princess Kate's release was more private, hospitalized for nearly 2 weeks after undergoing abdominal surgery. When we come back here tonight, the dog owner on the hood of a car trying to save her stolen dog. And have they found Amelia Earhart's plane?
Whatever weather comes your way, WeatherTech has you covered. With our laser-measured cargo liners, no-drill mud flaps, and floor liners. To secure your phone, don't forget the Cup phone. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com. You never know when it's going to be a WeatherTech day. Perfect weather today.
Struggling with the highs and lows of bipolar 1? Ask about Vraylar. Because you are greater than your bipolar 1. And you can help take control of your symptoms with Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Vraylar treats depressive, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Proven full-spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Sleepiness and stomach issues are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Wow, this is new.
Yeah, switch to H&R Block. Doing my own taxes like a champ. You can connect live with real experts. I mean, last year we used TurboTax, and compared to H&R Block, they are so...
Do your own taxes and get help from an H&R Block tax pro.
Here's to getting better with age.
Here's to beating these two every Thursday.
Help fuel today with Boost High Protein. Complete nutrition you need without the stuff you don't. So, here's to now.
At SimpliSafe, our security system never stops protecting. Only our HD cameras and advanced sensors are powered by Fast Protect technology, exclusively from SimpliSafe, for faster police response. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Bye-bye cough.
Later chest congestion. Hello, 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Mucinex DM gives you 12 hours of relief from chest congestion in any cough, day or night. Mucinex DM. It's comeback season. Now try Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat medicated drops.
Rachel, you okay?
No. I live with a broken phone. I can't trade in.
Okay, that's dramatic, but our plan's Verizon. Everyone can trade in their old phone and get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with AI on them.
A new phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Wait, I'm on Verizon. Can I still get it?
Yeah.
I gotta trade this in, right?
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus watch and tablet, all on us. That's up to $1,800 in value, only on Verizon.
To the index of other news tonight, the frightening video seen by millions. A dog owner desperate to stop thieves from stealing her French bulldog. This is downtown Los Angeles. Ali Zacharias holding onto the hood of a speeding car here. Her dog inside. She held on for several blocks before being thrown to the ground. Tonight, police are still searching for the suspects and for her dog. French bulldogs are one of the most stolen breeds in the U.S., then resold for thousands of dollars. It's just awful. Tonight, possible new clues in the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. She vanished, of course, without a trace while trying to fly around the world in 1937. And ocean exploration company Deep Sea Vision says sonar images tonight have detected an object resembling her plane about 100 miles off Howland Island, halfway between Australia and Hawaii. The company plans to explore that site later this year. Stay tuned. When we come back, the Super Bowl, of course, is set. News on the star quarterbacks already tonight. And will Taylor Swift be there? What about her concert in Tokyo?
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir. Sponsored by Etsy. Gift easy with Gift Mode. Try it now on Etsy.
I'm starting to think this is a bad idea. What? We can find a better gift on Etsy's new gift mode. Oh, can I see?
It's a people cake.
Don't panic. Gift easy with Gift Mode. New on Etsy.
COVID-19. I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid is an oral treatment for adults with mild to moderate COVID-19 and a high risk factor for it becoming severe. It does not prevent COVID-19.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not risking it. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms and help stop the virus from multiplying in your body.
Taking Paxlovid with certain medicines can lead to serious or life-threatening side effects or affect how it or other medicines work, including hormonal birth control. It's critical to tell your doctor about all the medicines you take because certain tests or changes in their dosage may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems, HIV-1, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeed. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, some severe, like anaphylaxis, and liver problems. These are not all the possible side effects, so talk to your doctor.
If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Ask your doctor today.
JP Morgan Wealth Management knows it's easy to get lost in investment research. Get help with JP Morgan Personal Advisors.
Hey, David, ready to get started?
Work with advisors who create a plan with you and help you find the right investments.
So great getting to know you. Let's take a look at your new investment plan.
Okay, great.
This should have you moving in the right direction.
Thanks, Jen.
Get ongoing advice and manage your investments in the Chase mobile app.
She found it. The feeling of finding the psoriasis treatment she's been looking for. She found Sotyktu, a once-daily pill for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, for the chance at clear or almost clear skin. It's like the feeling of finding that outfit psoriasis tried to hide from you, or finding your swimsuit is ready for prime time. Dad, once daily Sotyktu was proven better, getting more people clearer skin than the leading pill. Don't take if you're allergic to Sotyktu. Serious reactions can occur. Sotyktu can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections, cancers including lymphoma, muscle problems, and changes in certain labs have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, liver or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan to. Sotyktu is a TYK2 inhibitor. TYK2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known if Sotyktu has the same risks as JAK inhibitors. Find what plaque psoriasis has been hiding. There's only one Sotyktu, so ask for it by name. So clearly you, Sotyktu.
You founded your kayak company because you love the ocean, not spreadsheets. You need to hire. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 6, competing with robots to buy concert tickets. Now Washington lawmakers confronting the issue of ticket bots. Plus, warmer conditions in our region. My First Alert forecast next at 6.
Finally tonight here, the Super Bowl is set. And what about Taylor Swift? She does have that concert in Tokyo. Tonight, the Super Bowl matchup is set. The San Francisco 49ers and the reigning champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs beat the 49ers 4 years ago at the Super Bowl. The 49ers this time are the current favorites, but not by much.
Checo drives across for the Chiefs touchdown.
The game less than 2 weeks away in Las Vegas for the first time ever there. The two quarterbacks facing off against each other. Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs, his 4th Super Bowl in 6 years. The 49ers, Brock Purdy, the very last pick of the 2022 NFL Draft.
I've never been the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, or any of that. I feel like I've always sort of had to fight for what I get and work for what I get.
Mahomes saying overnight, we're the underdogs and we're ready.
We've been underdogs for the last few games, but we never feel like underdogs. Knew we were going to make it happen, and now we're in the Super Bowl, and the job's not done.
Tickets for the Super Bowl from $7,000 to $90,000. For halftime, R&B star Usher will perform. But the question tonight, will the other star be there?
Travis Kelce with Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift on the field with Chiefs star tight end Travis Kelce. She has yet to confirm if she'll be at the Super Bowl. It turns out she's performing in Tokyo the night before the Super Bowl. But tonight, fans have already calculated her travel time and have determined she could easily make it to Vegas before kickoff. They say any jet lag, she could shake it off. See what we did there? I'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Apple Valley News Now forecast.